Tuesday, October 18th, market analysis, Stan Ehrlich. Wow, what have the last few days have been really great. Let's start out with the S&P 500. Remember last Thursday we had a huge bullish engulfing and we were in an oversold condition around the lows, creating an ER buy signal right smack in the middle of October, which is the month that historically provides a bullish turning point from a previous bear move, and that's exactly what we've got so far. This low can and typically produces 1 or 2 months worth of strength. A little hard to tell how much. I'm guessing about 410 would be a potential upside target. That would be around a major bear trend line and in a general area of significant resistance for the last several months. May fall short of that a little bit, but 410 within 1 or 2 months. In the meantime, what have we got? Friday, we came back down into around the middle of the range of Thursday's bullish engulfing, which is exactly what I talked about and hoped for. Although the new long positions that we put on were mostly a little bit of a loss on the close. On Friday we opened strong. On Monday morning, yesterday, had a small correction which held its support and came right back up to close on a very strong note. That was a new high close for several days. This morning we gapped up significantly across a resistance area, which is that 371.5 approximate level in red. Came back down to it and bounced off of the highs of yesterday's prices, closing a little bit of a breakaway gap of sorts, and is now hovering around minor support. I'd love to see it close above 370.25. It's 370.50 right now. Closer to the high the better, and if it can make new highs, I kind of doubt that. I've got about 2 hours left. It's possible. That'd be great. So is there a chance that we could break today's lows? I think there might be. Don't want to get too bullish too quickly, so a bit of a retracement back down to 364, 363 something would not be disastrous. It's just that it has to hold and turn back up. Not necessarily expecting that, by the way. So I think we're going to see a day and a half of more strength from approximately where we are. Looking at the 1 minute chart for today and the last couple of days, we did come down from the opening rally highs this morning, test that little support area, yesterday's trading range, and a little bit earlier than that. And hey, bounced off of it. So far, so-so. If you look at the other indexes, there isn't anything particularly bad about the way that the Dow Jones is acting at all. This index has already made new highs for a month. And there's nice layers of support below where it is right now. So there's a little bit of room for a downside correction, more so than we've had this morning. I think we're going to close on a firm note, probably where we are or higher on the DIA, the Dow Jones ETF. So, the QQQ, the bad boy of the group, not doing quite as well. Its rally high this morning did not even close that gap from about a week and a half ago, like the spider did more so, and then came down to finish the job. The Qs didn't do it on the way up. Excuse me, not to say that this is going to be a big problem, but there may be a point where the Qs actually get stronger quicker on a short-term basis than the spider, but that's not the case for the moment. The Dow's leading the way, spider's in the middle, and the Qs are lagging behind a little bit, but all of them have the same basic bullish appearance, activity, etc., etc. I really like the way the market has turned so far. Explanation point. The October lows. We have this seasonal tendency, and the green bars on the EC forecaster shows you the time frame of October during the last, what have I got here, 6, 7 years, 8 years of history. So you can see that more often than not, in or around October, just in the last 8 years, we have had some sort of a buying opportunity. This is a track record of approximately the high 80 percentile or better in the last around 30 years or so. I've watched this for over a decade. So far, so great this year. Let's look at some futures. I've got these signals recently. We had a bearish engulfing in crude oil a couple of days ago, and it's coming down fairly nicely. No problem with that so far. I do think we're going to see 76 challenged and maybe new lows for quite a while if it gets below that level. Months, yeah, for the year almost. So that would be great for the market. Would like that if energy prices started to drop or continued on the average to drop. Hey, we did get a sell signal smack dab on top of the high day. That was a good one, June 14th. Next chart. On the right here, soybean meal. We had a buy signal a couple of days ago, didn't work. We've already been out of the trade, lost a modest amount. We do still have that bullish engulfing at the bottom of that break. If we can hold and start to rally, I'd get pretty friendly with this up to 440, maybe even higher. The overall trend for the last few months is up, probably still. Platinum, new short sell signal again on a rally high again in the last couple of months. We did also pick the top of the market for a really big rally high on June 9th. So the last couple of days have been back up again, but we're lower than yesterday's close after making a new high for a few days. I think we're about to challenge the low of a few days ago and start to work our way a little bit lower. This has been a pennant formation for a while. So pennants usually break out in the same overall direction it was moving before, which was down. So I'm looking for more bearish downside breakout activity to be a bit more certain about this. This is the Dow Futures Ym, same as the DIA, not any significance. I did get a bullish engulfing on the bottom. That's very nice. Gold, bullish engulfing on the bottom of the market, and that was the 28th of September. We've had a retracement. It needs to hold where it's about holding in the last 4 days and start to make new highs, in which case I think it stands a very good chance of challenging its high of a couple of weeks ago and maybe making higher highs than that. There are 3 bullish engulfings in a matter of about 2 weeks or so, which is a good sign that it was building a bottom. You look at live cattle. We had a bullish engulfing a couple of weeks ago, doing fine. New high close likely today, looking great. I think it's going to make new highs for a few months, in the next week or two. And high-grade copper, also so far so good. Bullish engulfing, bottom of this break of significance date was September 28th. This is a correction in what I think is going to continue to be an up move. On a broader basis, it looks like some sort of double bottom, not particularly a good example. Needs to make new highs real soon. Otherwise, the damn thing could fail completely. Overall, today, futures, anything new? E-mini at the moment is just simply trying to bounce a little bit. Sugar, we have a sell signal going short on sugar yesterday. I'm looking for green bars or red bars today or the last couple of days. I see one today building today in heating oil. This is an outside down day, bearish engulfing after having been overbought recently, and could be equivalent to what we saw, yep, June 17th, the top of the market. I like this bearish engulfing so far. The risk is only above today's high. Wherever you go short, if it's around here, that would be a risk factor initially. This bearish engulfing worked fantastically way back on September 9th of this year. Okay, new signal, heating oil going short. Hey, that kind of goes down in energies with crude oil if that keeps going down as well. Do I find anything else? No, not really. A couple of days ago we got a sell signal in crude light. I'll show you that real quick. And we have slight new lows for the last couple of days. It needs to make new lows for the trend. I mentioned this already. Lastly, euros and the dollar index. The euro dollar has a bullish engulfing smack dab on the bottom of the move so far a couple of weeks ago. And that's after we've had a little bit of a downside correction and started to turn back up again. The euro dollar may have hit a low for quite a few months. This looks like it is trying desperately to bottom out in a fairly substantial way. I would not be surprised to see this back up to 105,678 in the next few months. The dollar index of DX is exactly the opposite. We got a bearish engulfing on top, and again, I would expect it to be down the equivalent amount in reverse, of course. I'm going to guesstimate 104-ish in the next few weeks or a couple months. That's it. Stan Ehrlich, thank you very much.